315.
Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share my experience with you. In April of 2004, my husband and I acquired custody of my biological niece. Her biological mother, my now estranged sister, was in a relationship with an illegal immigrant. It is our understanding that our personal identification was stolen from the adoption paperwork. In April of 2005, we received a letter stating that my husband's driver's license would be suspended, and there was a warrant for his arrest. At 3:30 a.m. in February of 2005, in a nearby town, an impersonator, who had no proof of insurance and a fake Social Security card with my husband's name on it, got a speeding ticket. He signed his name. He printed, actually, Jamie D. Costner. He could not speak English. When the ticket wasn't paid, they obviously sent us a letter stating we had 7 days. We had to hire an attorney to explain to the Department of Transportation that we were victims of identity theft. After that, they did not catch the gentleman that had done it. The detective who handled the case called us and advised that the same gentleman had worked at least 2 jobs in my husband's name. But the companies that he worked for told us they would handle it with the IRS. So later in that year, we thought everything was okay, and the immigrant was located. And despite being charged, we took time off from work and went to the court dates. The DA told us it was the gentleman's 3rd charge of taking the identity of American citizens, and he would be deported back to Mexico and would not be allowed back into our country. Less than 30 days later, we received a phone call at 3 a.m., and it was the same illegal immigrant. He was laughing, and in broken English, he said, "They do nothing to me." He went on to describe the make and model of the vehicles my husband and I drove and what time I left work. And then he mentioned the name of our daughter. He just laughed, and I was also pregnant at the time, and I called the police, and they told us that we need to get our phone number changed, and there was nothing else they could do. So we just went on, we had to. Then in 2007, I had been off work due to an injury. In February of 2007, I called the Tennessee Department of Labor, and they told me that that I had 2 workers' compensation claims out. I'd gotten hurt at work. And they said that on January 22nd of 2007, that I had fell off a line deboning chickens, and that I knew that it was another identity theft. They told me the name of the hospital that I allegedly went to. I went to Cook Foods, which is a chicken processing plant, and they argued with me and told me they had no way to believe I was who I said I was. So I took my marriage certificate because she was working in my maiden name. They arrested her that afternoon after the HR manager had told me that they didn't want the police involved, but I went to the police. The next month we went to a court date, and the lady couldn't speak English. She admitted through an interpreter that she worked there using my name and Social Security number for almost 2 years. She was charged with a misdemeanor and let go the same day. 2 weeks after that, I received a letter from the IRS, and for the year of 2005 alone, we owe $7,854 in back taxes. We have sent letters, statements. Finally, Davis got involved, and we had to pay for an appeal so they wouldn't garnish our wages, even though we had proof that these people admitted they did it. And we had to end up paying another $100, but they've released us from 2005, but they said that we would have 2006 and 2007. She took FMLA leave in my name. She had a baby at not in my name, but she signed in the doctor's office in my name, but she went to the hospital in her Hispanic name. And I guess to sum up very quickly, I had the life that I always wanted. And now, because of this, I believe there's an argument that illegal immigrants have a right to come here, make a living, have a better life, but at what expense? I mean, I've worked hard my whole life to have what I wanted. And by adopting a little girl and trying to do the right thing, my husband and I have had to seek counseling. And I mean, we're not who we were. I think I have to fight every day to prove who I am. I wonder how many of you are willing to give up all you have worked for. That option was not given to us. Our identity was taken. After extensive research, we now know we can never fully regain who we rightfully are. Every day is a constant fight for the rest of our lives to defend who we are. This is a fight that should never have begun. A tedious day-to-day worry that has taken many joys, happy times in life. A life that we did all the correct things and we earned, but is no longer ours.
Mrs. Cosner, thank you for your testimony. We are going to recess this hearing now. We have a series of votes, and we will